Okay.
Hi, this is Darren Williger.
And this is Mike Whitmore, and we're excited to be here this morning.
This is an awesome morning. I was just talking with Mike about Social Media 201, a fantastic event that is coming up on April 15th in Seattle, Washington. But what we have not yet unveiled to the world, Mike, is how this event started.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that, if I may, for just a few moments. Darren, you invited me. We met on Twitter about a year ago, I think. We had a phone conversation, and you invited me to join this mastermind call, which I'd never been a part of any of those before. And I remember one of the first couple of calls we had, we said, how can we take this great energy, this great expertise that we're hearing from all these different participants on the call, and monetize it? Would this information be useful for others to hear and participate in? And so we kind of went around with this idea. And at Fresh, we were working with a studio, filming studio down the street from us, about 2 blocks from our offices. And I thought, what if we took and captured the how-tos and the great knowledge that you guys are sharing about pay-per-click, or how you got, over 100,000 followers on one Twitter account and you got over 1 million yourself, and how could we capture that and tell that story on video? I believe the group found that idea very compelling by itself. Darren, would you agree?
It was. The whole concept of us getting together and making some educational videos even. I think we said something like, hey, we could do this, be a little more fun than the existing. Okay, I'll call it out. We said we were going to beat the video professor by making more exciting videos. Sorry, video professor. It's competitive now. That was the whole plan, everybody. We were going to get together. Mike is president of Fresh Consulting, an almost like sister company to Regillo in philosophy, because their beliefs, their understanding, the way that they drive social media into companies is the same as ours. That's why we get excited every time we speak. And we wanted to take this energy, wanted to take search engine optimization, PPC, social media, building followers and followings, and make educational videos. So Mike set up a studio for us for full days, for us, for Udi Schlesinger, for Billy Beatty, for the president. Yeah. And then it snowballed. I mean, the whole Microsoft thing and Comcast and...
Yeah, so one of my connections, Joe Kennedy here in Seattle, he'd put on this Social Media 101 conference, which was very good back in September last year. And I thought, we're bringing these guys in who've been in the web and in social for a lot longer than I have. And I thought, what if we propose this idea through Joe to Microsoft to see, would Microsoft be interested in sponsoring an event on their campus? They were interested immediately, and it has just snowballed from there. So we have Microsoft local engagement team, which is responsible for small to medium businesses in this area. Just in Seattle, they have over 650 partners, and so they're working that network. And then Comcast Business Services, they were both on the same call. They said, we are ecstatic and want to sponsor this thing. And so now it's grown into this conference event. We're still doing the video the day before, but now we're doing the conference event to share that knowledge with, anybody who wants to come. Small to medium business is our target. We're getting larger businesses and people flying in from out of state to come. And the whole idea is, okay, 201, I've got a presence in Facebook maybe, and Twitter, maybe some other social media, places and channels. Now, how do I take that and get an ROI out of it? Now, we as Fresh, we don't do the social media monitoring like, Darren, you do with Regillo, with your technologies. But we've reached out to some of those providers, like Radiant 6 and Visible Technologies and others, to say, hey, we're doing this. Do you want to participate? And I think this would have tremendous impact for the small business owner. Darren, what have you seen in your experience?
Mike, we both came from large business, and I know the mantra that we had to follow for many years was, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it, right?
Yep.
Now, that's the same thing. As we start to take and scale these technologies that have been used by the Comcast, Dells, and Pepsis of the world and give them to the small business owner, they're finding several things. They're finding that, I'll give our Regillo a little pitch here. Social media lets you humanize, engage, listen, promote, and sell. The part you're asking about right now is that listen part. And just putting those big Mickey Mouse ears on the internet for people to be able to listen to their brand, their competitors, their customers, and their concerns, perhaps even new market ideas coming from microblogs, from the forums, from different communication levels. This has been enlightening to many companies who said, wait a second, Why am I being discussed on Twitter, but I'm not talked about here in this? Or why is this guy evangelizing about my product here? And this person has a lot of followers, but are they an influencer for this industry? Breaking down this data for even the small business is giving them powers to sell more effectively. One of our clients, Illinois State Insurance, has already noticed within the first month of the year, noticed an immediate spike that they were able to attribute directly to what we did for them in social. And that's exciting. That's what small business needs, Mike. This was not expensive for them to do. It was actually a small fraction of what they were spending each month on marketing. But yet the ROI is there.
Yeah, instead of a shotgun blast, they can actually focus in on conversations and have meaningful conversations. One of our customers, they saw, from their normal media blast, a shotgun blast, about a 1 to 2% return rate from those types of engagements. But in their social media world, this is with open text, they're seeing a 30% return because not only can they engage, but they can measure it from the beginning through the buying cycle all the way with the customers and even measure customer sentiment. There's so much going on here. We really want to help these small to medium businesses and large ones too engage and understand their customers in ways we've never seen before. And that's what social can do, among many other things.
You got me excited when you said sentiment, and the sentiment is something that Radian 6 is leading the whole measurement space with.
You bet.
The chance for a company to really understand what's happening out there with an immediate basis. You mentioned that 1 to 2%, and in marketing for the past couple decades, it was always a good thing if you got 2% on a direct mail piece.
Yeah.
All this money into mail and all these trees cut down and everything, and maybe get 2% that you can't really measure if they don't mention the code that was on the flyer.
Yeah.
Now we have bit.ly links that it's undisputable. There is no way to say that you didn't come from here, and you know exactly at what time, at what day. I think a perfect example is the press release that you put out for Social Media 201. Within 4 hours, share the metrics. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, so we're a small business, right? Fresh Consulting, and I'd never tried one of these before. We wrote a press release, and we put it on prweb.com. And I think it was, Darren, like $200, okay, to post this thing. And in the course of about 2 weeks, we had over 100,000 reads of that press release. It has been posted on AOL Money. It got picked up by USA Today. It got picked up by AOL Time and a bunch of our local news media. This thing is just on fire, and the metrics are there. So I can go inside of prweb.com, look at that specific press release that we created, and I can get all the metrics, how many reads, how many times it was forwarded. I can get all that data, whereas before we were blind to all that information, and now it's here. And for how much? $200. It was amazing.
$200 to get your message taken around the world and back again.
Yeah.
This is stuff we're going to share more about. Even just basic tools available for free for your company to be able to measure stuff like that and listen.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. We're going to be sharing more in the next coming days and how to do a lot of this, but the big stuff that you're going to learn is going to be on April 15th. Don't miss out on this opportunity, people. This is phenomenal. If you're out of town, there are airplanes, buses, and cars that can get you there.
Absolutely. And by the way, we just included yesterday, Darren, a tweet up the same day of the event. It's going to be awesome. So you got to come to this. It's by the Seattle Wine Gal. She is the maven of tweet ups in this town, no doubt.
Yes, I've seen her blog, and this is kind of like the icing on the cake for everybody who is coming to the event. Hey guys, you have to buy a ticket to the event, and that is your ticket to the tweet up. It's a special 2-for-1 deal.
It is.
So,
thanks so much, Darren. This is great talking with you, man.
Likewise, Mike. Thank you so much, and talk to you later.